breaking things. Things are being broken here in the new studio. People are running and tripping, and these are not good. They're pool rules. The pool rules are there is no pee in our pool. So do not pee in ours. Hello, everybody.
Yo.
Hey, Brian.
Oh, man. Starting to feels like a little bit something different tonight. Little something different in the air.
Yeah, it's because I'm on this camera. I'm on the web camera today. I had to be.
Oh yeah, you know what? That is all I can see different is that you're at 15 frames per second.
I'm pretty
instead of
pretty jiggly wiggly today.
You look like have you ever used one of those penny arcade machines?
Oh, like
you literally put a penny in, and then you would get an old timey animation,
like a Nickelodeon,
a body girl going like ooh.
All those body girls. I'm more of a mental girl guy.
Body's a good word. We were talking about Infinity Train before the pre-show started, and there's that brief moment I rewatched it, and there's like with a bit of body humor in there.
And this is and if people don't know, this is a Cartoon Network very short form
original series. Yeah. I don't tell our guest yet, but I fully intend to trap them into watching at least just the first episode or two.
Oh, okay. Well,
before
hopefully they're not.
That's the cost I'm charging them to show up on the show. Other shows would pay their talent. Right. I charge them by making them watch artistic content that I find beautiful.
Either half of that sentence way too loud, maybe.
If anyone else would like to pay money to join and be on the show.
Oh man, how's your Tuesday going, Brian?
Better now. It's been just a slow roll. I haven't been sleeping well on account of the fact that it's the pollen apocalypse, the Apollinocalypse. Yeah, no, that's Webster's dictionary.
There's a third L in there.
I ended up throwing up. I was snotting so bad. It was really weird because my habit is when I do a phone call, I leave the house and I walk the backwoods. Our backwoods is composed entirely of cedar trees. And I didn't think much about it because I'm just sort of crying constantly. That's fine. A little bit of a snivel, a little bit of a Jesus Christ, what's happening? And I ended up throwing up half my dinner. It's fine.
Was it? It was outside though, right?
Oh yeah. And then like a dog that takes a dump on a neighbor's lawn.
You ate it?
I looked. I was about to keep walking, and I was like, somebody's gonna walk these trails. And so I turned back and I started kicking dirt over my vomit on the trail.
I think a dog might know that rain will come soon.
I know, but a dog doesn't have to. Like, I don't want to do the dog thing of just looking ashamed when somebody asks why there was vomit on the trail.
I'll say this in very specific and vague terms. Bodily functions outside the home and inside the home. Some are much better outside. Some are way worse outside.
I was thinking about this. I could not possibly, if put to the test, possibly count the number of times I've peed outside. It's the stars. It's like in
zero. It would be zero for me, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, zero meaning infinite, sure. But I could probably count just on my left hand the number of times I've taken a dump outside.
Okay, that's a camping. It's a camping thing. Sure.
Is it a camping thing?
I
assume it has to be at some point.
I almost certainly have vomited more times outside than inside.
Oh, that's interesting.
Vomited outside than use the number one or number two outside. I vomited plenty of times inside. Don't worry about that. Believe you me, I'm good on that one.
I don't know what the ratio is with going number 3. I probably have jerked off outdoors.
Another one where the indoor outdoors is.
Then I've pooped outside.
Wow.
I try to do them all at least once a day. Yeah, at least once a day. Yeah, inside and outside.
I know we've already had this discussion,
some coverage.
But has science settled it? Vomiting is number 4 or number 3?
I don't really. I thought because there is one where you're basically ejecting from both ends, right? And what's that called? Is that number 5? Then is that
that's Montezuma's Revenge.
Is that 6?
That's a very specific.
Yeah, but then
I'm in the camp that number 3 is cum.
Yes, I am too.
Okay.
I am too.
I was not ready for that when you started
I
announcing
could- I
what
could-
where you were doing number three.
I could
If
see
you're a
that.
girl, they have a different number 3.
That's,
Yeah, and that.
Well, but no, okay, but sorry, ejaculate. How about that?
Yeah.
To be
Yeah,
clear. Sorry,
ejaculate,
I heard a
Whiz.
protest grunt. like also, ladies don't get to come.
So does it? Because I kind of figured that the numbers were just dealing with like bodily fluids from the waist down. You know, like so. Does it include vomit? Does it include snot?
I mean, look,
does it include? Does it include like eye boogers? Then
I am only committed to number 1 and number 2. After that, it's like we're playing with house money at the craps table, so to speak.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, sure, let's keep on going down the line. You know, how much is?
I'm sure you had a wicked 17.
Tell
me that.
Now, Justin, we do have Justin Robert Young on the line. Justin, I know it's 2020. We're looking back with perfect vision. And we've brought back up what is number 3 and what is number 4 discussion.
And it's important because it's an ever-shifting debate. That's why we have to. It's now a yearly ritual. We have to reassess where are we at.
Yeah, where did we land last time? Like, the big fight was whether or not 3 was cum
or puke.
Period or puke.
Yeah. See, my pitch has always been. It's number 1 is universal, number 2 is universal, number 3 you get a gendered iteration of each, and then 4 we come back together with vomit.
Wait a minute, what's the male gendered version of 3?
Oh,
coming,
yeah,
nutting.
But the females would be Aunt Flo.
No.
Oh wait, no, hold on.
Oh, you say like sanguinary. You're saying like it's blood.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Your female number 3 is
simply menstrual blood.
Menstrual blood.
Right.
Yeah.
Not.
He's
They really
got
got
it
the short end of the stick on number 3.
Not as squirt.
See, I know I would disagree. That's where the Hatfields and the McCoys might split houses. Kid.
You were thinking.
I don't think you.
I still don't. I still remain. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say I'm a squirt denier, but I'm certainly a squirt skeptic. I'm waiting for the science to come in on that one.
I can't say I've witnessed it. I mean, but the thing is it a separate stuff? I don't know. I don't think so.
Last time I did a deep dive investigation.
Dry land is not a myth. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Yeah. I mean, I know that there is. I know that it does happen because I've witnessed it. But I don't think it's actually something that was stored. I think it was. I think it was water of some form.
That's yes. I'm thinking it's a kissing cousin to number 1.
But is it the Hatfield or the McCoy on that? Okay. Oh man. Hi, Justin.
Yo.
How is your Tuesday going?
It was very relaxing, and then all of a sudden there was a bunch of stuff. But
yes.
Name one thing in the world of politics that's happened in the Never mind.
You know what? I had a very fun experience where I was off my phone for about 6 hours today.
Please say there's no number associated with this story.
I was off my phone for about 16 hours today, getting ready for the day, all the stuff, get all the setups today. If people are just listening, Mike and Trey are on Mike TV, and Trey Warren are here, by the way, and they are on their own whole setup. We did the bizarre briefing earlier today, and then I went and got a delicious chicken dinner, and looked on my phone, and I think we bombed somebody. I had a very fun time experiencing. Did we just? Did we?
Other direction.
We did not.
We got bombed. Yeah.
Oh,
so there were missiles hitting American bases in Iraq. In 2 of them. So the science is still coming in, but this is more of the like existential dread of like, oh wait, this leads to
right. As a matter of fact. I was really taken because I went to Axios.com to be all like, because you go to the news and it's like the top Google News algorithmic thing is like oil skyrockets over concerns of blank. I'm like, not really the part I'm interested in. And then and I go to Axios, and Axios is like, all right, here's what we know: some bases where some U.S. people our station got hit by rockets, and it is we know for sure some Iraqis died, unconfirmed of no or unknown on U.S. soldiers. And then this is the part that surprised me. The third paragraph is like, here's the good news: if there are no U.S. soldiers, then maybe both sides can claim victory at this point. That Trump gets to say he made a point. And
in any case, I had this experience where none of these thoughts had happened, and then they all came flooding in for about 10 minutes while eating a very delicious chicken dinner.
yeah.
Theater
Monkey is saying ballistic missiles, not rockets.
A missile is a rocket.
Yeah, I was about to say. Explain to me the difference, because I'm pretty sure they use fuel and fly through the air.
I think it's a.
Hey, baby, I'm gonna come rockets.
Now, does that make Metal Gear a 4? Because that's a railgun system.
Metal Gear?
Only on my best days.
An undetectable. Anyway. Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday. It's a pre-show for Night Attack. I know we're getting started a little bit late today. We got set up. We used a new mixer.
It was a whole thing, man.
It was a whole thing. It's a lot of fun. So we're still not started with the show yet. Mike.
Yes.
You're known for music.
You don't say. You don't say. To a handful of people.
Could I be Carson Daly? Could I be the new
Yeah,
Brian?
but what I love, it's as though Jay Leno was about to walk out, and then all of a sudden a tech walked in and kicked him out, and then got ready to do the monologue.
Okay.
But he's like, oh.
Mike, do you think you got anything to maybe warm us up a little? Get us a little.
Yeah, man. All right, so we'll save the rocker for the
show
for the actual show.
Yeah.
But this is a song.
Yeah, give us some garbage.
Yeah. So this is just one of the more shittier songs on the album.
This is real fucking filler.
Yeah, this is basically. So if you need to use the bathroom or do anything like that, this is the time to do that.
That's a good point. Actually, I have to go use the bathroom. Do you either of you gentlemen want a beverage? Anybody?
I've got one, but yeah,
I think we're covered for now.
Okay. All right.
Thank you very much.
So this is a song called "Fuck It, Whatever, Okay." I'll be alright. I don't want to break down. I'll be alright. I don't want to break down. I don't want to freak out. I don't want to. I'll be alright. Just give me a moment. I'll be alright. I just need a moment. Just give me a moment. Just give me one. I always knew there would be days like this when it all falls apart and it all goes to shit. I always knew there would be days like this. Fuck it, whatever, okay. There's nothing to be done, it's just gonna suck, but there's nothing we can do, we just gotta suck it up. We just gotta suck it up. We just gotta. I always knew there would be days like this when it all falls apart and it all goes to shit. I always knew there would be days like this. Fuck it, whatever, okay. Ooh, we'll just get through it. Ooh, we'll just push on through it. We'll just struggle through it. I think we can do it. I think we can. I always knew there would be days like this when it all falls apart and it all goes to shit. I always knew there would be days like this. Fuck it, whatever, okay.
Hells yeah.
Wow, incredible.
Doc
you very
Shane.
Yo, I'm just gonna call it. I'm gonna say this is gonna be one of those nights. This is gonna be one of those episodes. If you have a friend who sometimes joins us, reach out. Let him know.
Touch somebody.
It's gonna be a good one.
There will be nakedness.
I mean, terms of service notwithstanding, I'm just glad you didn't mention any specific numbers.
But yeah, so that's a track off of my new record. I've got a new one. I made it myself. Well, I didn't actually make it 100% myself.
Here's the funny part: is I literally thought like. In the last week, like since,
You know,
you last told me you made a new record, like that's entirely possible.
That's really funny. That is actually entirely possible. And yeah, because I actually have. Well, we should say this for the show, but I mean, I have so much music. I don't know what to do with it, and I'm just about to sit down and start writing more songs, because it's what I do. And so I'm like at some point in time, I'm just like. Yeah, at some point in time, I'm just be like, all right, I have too much music. I have to move on to something else. I'm gonna, I'll start going. I'm gonna work construction for a little while. Let the world catch up.
Look, you and I are gonna have a conversation. This is Justin and I have been talking an awful lot about my success cult that I'm finally ready to launch. We were I don't know, maybe we should save this for the show, but for whatever reason. The Modern Road crossing the 1 million subscriber mark and having that happen with no help from anything. Like you could squint and say NSFW was a success because of some other network or whatever, and the comedy albums or whatever. And then, finally, of all the people to convince that maybe I have some good advice about how to be an independent creative, finally me is the last of all of them to become convinced. and so at this point, I'm just like, all right, shit, I'm going to start speaking with authority about, and we were just talking about this before we went live. Like, I would love to just chat about, I'm so glad to see and we'll talk about this on the show, but the book stuff, just crushing it.
Man.
As I put it, if you say the word harvest, it sounds bad, but you harvest.
We hate farmers in America. You know harvesting.
The sustainable yield.
Well, yeah, because when you harvest, you just plant it and then the thing does itself, right? The tree grows itself.
No, you have to sustainably harvest. We're going to do a 2-day seminar. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Harvest shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's it's funny. This is and we should save this for the main show. But for me, man, like I finally think I've just begun to figure out. Okay, this is how I can do my thing and do it my way, and still be able to turn it into something where I'm making a decent living at it. And it's taken me. 3 or 4 years of working really hard to kind of figure out. This is how I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it my way, but now it's starting to things are starting to I just feel like there's been a sea change, like suddenly, I feel like I can tack, I'm like, I thought for a long time I was sitting here, in the middle of the ocean going, I have no idea how to get home.
Right. Well, and you've experienced the worst of all those scenarios where like you you know the world where contracts are bought and sold, and creative energies are said like, no, you are a thing that is owned by this entity. Oh, by the way, now you're owned by this other entity.
And also the business model that you operated under is now completely changed, and you have and oh, by the way everybody made money in your industry, no one makes money that way anymore unless you're a superstar. So and what
And
do you
even
do
then,
now? Yeah.
that's pocket change that they bother to scoop out from the couch cushions of live tours.
Yeah. So it's been a really crazy and interesting and frustrating adventure, but it's also been super rewarding and super awesome. And now that it seems like there's a bit of a sea change, it's also exciting for me because I'm like, oh, there's other things I could do in this same vein that might So it's just been good. Yeah, it's been fun.
Right on. You want to do a comedy show?
Let's do the show. Shit.
Hey,
Do it.
Bryce, Skype is being a little less friendly to Justin than it's been in the past. Would Justin goosing fix anything, or it seems like it's harder for him to crawl out of the Skype hole?
Yo, how about this? Hello.
Well, what if I keep on talking and you try to interrupt over that while we're like, yeah, you're sort of like it's bullying you down. Skype's letting you have it. Yeah, ICU points out, hey, Bryce, fix the internet. I don't like how the internet is interneting the way it's always interneted. Can you get it to internet in a better way?
Although this might be a good time to start working on ESL. The sign language.
ASL, American Sign Language.
ESL. European Sign Language. I'm figuring you're broadening.
ESL is
You're
English as a
broadening
second
horizons.
Is that emoji sign language?
I took my daughter to a crepe place, and it's like her favorite thing. Whenever she has a orthodontics appointment, she's like, "Oh, can we go to the crepe place?" And it's like, but today was the big day that they took off the braces, and she went, and like the very last thing she casually mentions as we walk in is like, "Also, they're deaf. Everyone's deaf. Everyone in there is deaf," and it was. Gotta be honest, it was kind of fucking dope. Like Josie was like, I could scream right now, it wouldn't matter.
Wow,
and I'm
awesome.
like, but meanwhile, it was just super pleasant. We got to the counter and she was facing the other way, so there was no "excuse me, ma'am" or whatever, because we knew that wouldn't help.
Yeah.
And so it's like we just waited, and then she came over, and then it is awesome to have a conversation like without the aid of ASL, which has individual words, of course. I think the closest we got was saying thank you,
Yeah.
But
Isn't it bafangu? Isn't that like in Italian? I think that's something.
It's close. This is more like blowing a kiss. Blowing a kiss. But it's astonishing. Like Josie was asking, like, what do you call it? Like, and I'm like, it's a conversation. It just didn't happen to use words.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I want. And then it's like, I want to write something down. And she hands her a tablet and she writes peanut allergy. And it's like, you got it. I'll make sure that this is, all it was awesome. And it was so quiet the entire time. Can just everybody be deaf? Can I be deaf? Maybe that bliss is mine for the taking.
Yeah.
I think that same company sets up shop at the Trail of Lights, and that is a welcome stop during that thing to slide up into just a nice little quiet, peaceful.
And it just breaks the cacophony of all of that stuff. And they're so.
Cool. I mean, you're so used to it's a carnival. You're used to yelling at everyone, and then you walk up. Why is yelling not working? Oh, okay, you can't hear me.
And it is like just this radiation of chill energy.
Hold on. So it's the place is just staffed by deaf people, or it attracts a deaf clientele, or both?
Yep. No. It's staffed by deaf people. I would imagine that it would attract a deaf clientele, but there's no sign anywhere that says we are staffed by deaf people. Get ready to encounter transactions with deaf people.
Yeah.
There's like a little bit of a wink where it says, just point and it's yours. Like, I think that's what the sign says. It's very, very coy on that. But I think that they're just very accustomed to having people get it. And what's great is, like, if somebody doesn't get it, they don't have to hear them yelling at them. It's like they'll get it eventually.
All right, man. You ready to do the show?
Yeah, I'm feeling it. Unless I'm sorry, pending technical approval.
Interesting. I think our good buddy Stephen Cogswell probably took the holidays off, so we might be short a cold open song today.
Okay, that's fine.
And Mike, so I think we were going to have you talk with the guys up at the start of the show. So why don't we have you up here, and then we'll send you back over there for a song during the show. If anybody needs a drink now, would be an okay time to do it. Justin, how was your Tuesday beyond the possible bombings and political stuff? Something light, maybe.
Raise the Dead finale's out, so that's nice. I'm excited that everybody can now binge it officially. Now you can just say to your friend, "Hey, listen to this series," and they can listen to the whole series. So, that's pretty exciting. People have said nice things about it.
We just had a moment that was amazing. That could never happen before. People are walking behind me, and like, this is amazing. Look at all this space.
Like an actual studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to actually. I'm gonna listen to the whole thing all in one go.
Oh, have you not heard any of it?
No. I've been holding off until.
You're gonna love it, man.
Yeah, I'm excited.
As a matter of fact, maybe we save this for the show too. But I would love to hear more about that best of 2019 list that it made.
I mean, there's not much of a story to tell there. That was actually a totally random thing. Somebody who runs a podcast blog, I guess, really liked it and put it up as the one of their best of 2019. So it was great. But there's really not much of a story beyond the fact that apparently they like the show, which is nice.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Congrats.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me pull up the sketch. Oh no, go ahead, Mike.
Oh no, and how's and so I mean, is there much of a like political or a historical podcast community? I mean, are you kind of is there a world that people kind of like? Like, are there other people that are doing successful podcasts?
Yes. There is an 800-pound gorilla in the form of hardcore history. And in fact, Justin, hopefully I'm not talking out of school, that you were very worried to even listen to hardcore history for fear of accidentally wanting to ape his style.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
Well, yeah, mostly because whenever I talk to people about what I wanted to do, people who are fans of hardcore history were like, oh, like hardcore history. And I'm like, well, I haven't listened to it, but the fact that it happened multiple times with multiple people in different conversations, I was like, geez, I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I better make sure that I do it in a way that is at least I can say honestly is genuine to me and isn't taking his style. But I wound up breaking down and listening to it. And the good news is that nobody's going to do his style unless you're very much just trying to do an impression of him, because
like hardcore Game of Thrones did with I don't know if you guys ever heard that. Now that you have heard it, you might get a kick out of it.
I heard you talk about it. So yeah, but I mean, it's unless you're doing a parody of him, I don't think that there's much you can do, because it's a very spare podcast, but it is, he does like 2 episodes a year, right? And they're like hours long. They're just these massive blocks.
Mega audiobooks.
Right. Yeah.
And he's awesome, and they're great. And I actually wrote him an email because he was, as I explored the genre more, to answer your initial question of how many people are doing it, I found that there was really there's NPR or PRI or This American Life, whatever you want to, but like that spiritual kind of thing, which I think is the predominant form of history podcast, which I would categorize in a genre called a genre.
Sure.
And then there's Ann Carlin, and I wanted to be kind of somewhere in the middle, more of a relatable tone in the way that Carlin does it, but with a little bit of production sprinkled in the way that the NPR This American Life thing does it, but not in the clueless narrator way that they often do, where it's like they're always it's like surprised by their own story, that like and then Dolly Parton took on to singing.
What? What's funny is I feel like you're dancing around kind of like stuff you should know, where like they did an episode on fire breathing or whatever, and look, that's what the show is they read Wikipedia and then report to you on various things,
Yeah.
So but then it's largely very pleasant up until they talk about the one thing you know something about, and then it's agonizing, which I now know from the other side, because that's the entire format of the modern Rogue, is us making it like man, guys, I love your show, but let me tell you something about cigars. The fuck, bro? Why didn't you get somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like John Oliver is another one where it's like every other time that I watch a John Oliver thing, I'm like, man, the fucking state of Qatar is fucked up. Like, let me get on Twitter and talk about how fucked up it is. Share. And then they did one on wrestling, and I'm like, oh, you got basic facts wrong.
All right.
Oh, no.
All right, you guys want to do a show?
Yeah, damn straight. Also, JC Calhoun, I disagree. I love the playing dumb thing that both Radiolab and Reply All do. I'm so down for that, because it's like they know basic outlines and they intentionally make each other ignorant of parts. Because again, we do the same thing on Modern Rogue.
Yeah.
We intentionally sometimes I'm the expert, sometimes Jason's the expert, oftentimes neither of us are the experts. We withhold information from each other, or we assemble our own, maybe not even aligned bullet lists, and then just see where it goes.
Because you're at the stand-in for the audience. You're the ones asking the question. You at least need somebody asking the
If
questions.
there are two people
that
on
the audience,
screen, at least one of them needs to not fucking know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Amen.
Nailed it.
There we go.
Trey. Wow, that was
All right, let's do a show here. Remember, no cold open, so we'll go right into Vicario.